right, so we have our guest speaker for March. We have Ali Aguilar with us today. Really quickly wanted to introduce her, and then just as always for our guest speakers, you guys get to ask the questions. So if you guys have any burning questions for Ali, you as always can either unmute, which is our favorite, and make sure you say who you are and where you're from. Ali comes to us. She plays pro ball with the USSSA Pride. She is a two-time All-American UW. We've got some UW fans for sure. And then she was also a silver medalist with Team USA. So very bold and open with her faith as well. Ali, do you work with Church on the Dirt still?
Not as much right now, but like I'm still great friends with all the girls. So
absolutely. Well, take it over. I'm excited for our girls to ask you questions.
Awesome. Hey guys. Hey girls. I wonder how old all you guys are. This is awesome. Thanks for joining. So yeah, I guess I'll just share a little bit deeper about me. I obviously play softball. I started playing when I was 7 years old. So I didn't really know softball was a sport. And my dad just kind of took me out there to, do you guys know what Big Five is? No, Dick's? It's like Dick's. And yeah, he just like started buying me the equipment and I was like, what is going on? Am I playing volleyball? Like what in the world? And then I just was out on the dirt. And honestly, to be honest, I was not very good when I first started. I kept the bat on my shoulder, or I did not swing. I was too afraid. And I pitched and wasn't very good at that either. I mean, softball was not my thing. So to see that I've made it to the Olympics, I didn't think that was really possible when I first started playing, when I joined when I was 7 years old. So, I started there 7, and then right away, my dad was super competitive. So even though I wasn't very good, he wanted to find a way to help me get better. And I joined a team when I was 9 years old on a travel team. And that's the first time I experienced, I was 9 years old, but I was playing with 12U girls because my dad knew the coach and I kind of got to join and got to play with these older girls. So obviously you can imagine I was really intimidated because they were all much older than me. But that was my first experience with travel ball. And then I just kept going, and I turned about 13, so about 8th grade. And I actually started getting better at softball. Like I told you guys, I didn't start off very good, but I put the work in. My dad was determined to work with me and get me on good teams and good coaches. And you guys, I'm sure maybe have lessons for your skill work. And that's kind of what I did. In 8th grade, I had people start telling me like, oh, Ali, you're good at softball. And I was like, what does that mean? Like I was just playing for fun and I didn't really care, whether I was good or not. But I just liked being out there with my teammates. So I think that's when I started taking it more serious. And, that's when sometimes pressure comes and different things like that. So 8th grade, I had this switch in my brain of like, first I was just playing softball for fun and I didn't really know or care whether I was good. I didn't have a grasp for what good or bad was. Then 8th grade hit and all of a sudden I felt this pressure, to perform. And at the time for me, that's when colleges started to even look at girls. And I was like, what? It started really early on my group of, age group. And I was just like, I don't even know what high school's like. How am I supposed to think about college? And so from there, I just, kind of dealt with it, but performed the best that I could. And freshman year came around. I think that was probably the hardest year because you hear the really good players were committing freshman year of high school, And so I was like, oh my gosh. And I was going to all these camps and doing all these things. And, just wanting to have fun with my teammates. And so freshman year passes, I end up making varsity my freshman year of high school. I remember even like, oh my gosh, I don't want to steal someone's position. Like, I don't want to, I don't know if I could play shortstop. And I ended up, my dad was like, you got to just go out there and do the best, give it all you have. And I ended up starting at shortstop all 4 years, of my high school career, but I was nervous to kind of go in there and take that, spot or just be a part of the team really. And then sophomore year came around, and that's when I started getting interest from colleges. And so my sophomore year, I was at Oregon State, and I went on a visit there, and they offered me, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like my first real offer. I want to go to the Pac-12. This is awesome. But I was like, I'm just going to wait. I went to this other camp, and Coach Tar calls me, or Washington, like, Washington's interested in you. You should hold off on Oregon State, whatever. And I, after that, I went on a visit to Washington, and I was like, I think this is it. My dad felt really confident about it. I felt confident about it. I really liked the coaching staff. I really liked the distance it was from home. It felt like it was all my, X's and O's that I wanted. And so my sophomore year of high school, I decided, even though it was the beginning of my sophomore year. So I still had sophomore year, junior year, senior year, all to like finish before I went to college. And I committed then, knowing that I still have 3 more years. And that was also a lot of pressure, like you commit to a college and you're like, well, I still have 3 more years to get better, or I better get better, or else they're going to change their mind maybe, And so then those 3 years go by, and then I ended up at Washington. I played 4 years there, also played shortstop. And then that was probably the most amazing career, or amazing experience for me. Hard, but also very rewarding. My senior year, we finally made it to the World Series. I don't know if you guys watched the Women's College World Series, but it's always, the dream since I was your guys' age. You watch those girls, you're like, they're so cool, they're on TV, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm one of those girls now. And it was just like full circle. And when you're there, you don't really realize you're on TV, but you are. And so that was awesome, going to Oklahoma City. And then after that, I got opportunities to play for USA. And I was like, I was expecting my career would end, after college, be done, go pursue a job. But I got to keep playing, and that's what's really cool. So I played for Team USA and did that for about 5 years. And then that's when I just finished at the Olympics in 2021. We played in Japan, if any of you guys watched, and ended up with a silver medal, and still playing professional softball. So that's just a little bit about my journey and how I got there. I mean, there's so much more. If you guys have any questions, I tried to kind of touch on some of the things I might have struggled with mentally, and things like that. But yeah, so thanks for listening. And if you guys have any questions, you can go ahead.
Fire away, you guys. Alexa.
When did you realize that you wanted to be an Olympian?
Wait, can you guys tell me what sport you play?
Softball.
Oh, sweet. And how old are you?
I'm 12.
Awesome. So 6th grade or 7th?
7th.
Okay. When I wanted to be Olympian, okay, I dreamed of it. Like I said, well, I don't know if I said that, but I saw like the older girls, like, I don't know if you guys know Natasha Watley, Caitlin Lowe, Jenny Finch, like all of them. I watched them when I was in 4th grade. So in 4th grade, I was like, this is so cool. And in 8th grade, I even got into it even more because the Olympics happen every 4 years. And I was a slapper. So I'm a left-handed hitter, but I was a slap hitter before I became a power hitter. Now I'm more of a power hitter, but I would stand up there with like Caitlin Lowe, on TV and like slap with her and like do my at bat, pretending that it was me there. So I think that's where like the dream began of like, this is so cool. They're representing all of us. They're on TV. Like they have USA across their chest. They're in the Olympics. That's really where I like dreamed of it. But as you might know, softball was out of the Olympics from 2008 all the way to 2020. So that dream kind of died in between there because you're like, oh, I guess there's no Olympics anymore. And then it came back to life later after college, when I got the opportunity again to play for USA. So yeah, that's a little bit of my story with the Olympics. All right, do I call on someone else?
Go for it.
Okay, Skylar, how old are you?
I'm 9 and I play softball and basketball. And I have a question. So when you were afraid of the ball, how did you overcome your fear? Because that's what I'm doing right now and stepping back when the pitcher is pitching.
Oh, up to bat. Man, that's exactly what I dealt with. I wouldn't even do you take the bat off your shoulder at least? I mean, I wouldn't even take the bat off my shoulder. So I think, honestly, I think it's just continuing to get in there and get used to that, right? Because like we're not born having balls thrown at us, So it might take some time. And even if you can do like practices with your parents or your friends where they toss the ball and maybe they toss it a little slower than normal. So you're like, okay, I'm good with that. I feel confident. And then keep working that up to like maybe a little bit faster. And then my other thing would be do like wiffle balls or a ball that, if it's going to hit you, it's not going to hurt, So work a lot with wiffle balls and get used to that speed and be able to, but it's just going to take time. And I promise over time, you'll get more used to a ball coming at you. Good question. Okay, let's see. Mary Jane.
Do you play multiple positions or do you just play like shortstop?
Do you play softball too? Softball?
Yeah, I play softball and basketball and I sprint.
Oh, sweet. And you're how old?
12.
Oh, wow. Okay, yes. Growing up, I played infield and outfield. And then like they always told me that like it's good to do multiple positions because you might end up somewhere. And I've seen that a lot where like shortstops will end up in left field or, second basemen will end up at third base because, it's such an athletic position. So I have played mostly shortstop and second base, to be honest. I was a shortstop in college. And then when I got to USA, I got moved to second. So that was a different transition. But since they were so similar, I wouldn't call it like multiple positions. But I could say I've seen a lot of people, like one of my teammates, Bubba Nichols. Do you guys know her? She played for UCLA. She was also Team USA. Oh my gosh, she plays every position. She can pitch. I mean, she was on my travel team. She pitches. She plays third. She played short with us. She went second. Like at practice, she's like everywhere. And that really got her like a lot of opportunities, like, because people want people that can like, oh shoot, we need a left fielder, but they don't play left field, but she mastered kind of all those. And it was, I think she had a lot of fun doing it too, getting to learn so much. So I always recommend like trying out multiple positions. You never know where you're going to end up. Is it Lauren or Alexa?
Yeah, it's Lauren.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 11. I play softball and volleyball.
Nice.
My question is, who or what motivated you the most?
I would say at first, like, when I first started playing, like, I was really motivated by being with my friends. So like, I knew that if I was going to practice or going to a game, like I was going to get to be with all my teammates and just like have fun, be silly and talk about things and win games. Like that was what motivated me to go out to the field, or just go out and do that. I think what motivated me, if you're asking like to put in the extra work, I think I wanted to be confident so bad, like in the game. I didn't want to feel like, oh no, I should have done something else to prepare once I was up to bat, or like been like performed bad and been like, oh, I could have put in more work. And so to eliminate that, I was motivated by like, I want to be confident when I go up to bat. So I'm going to put in you know, it doesn't have to be crazy, but like a couple days extra of work off the tee in the garage or whatever, roll the ball with my sister, my teammates, so that I knew did what I could to be prepared and or at least be confident when I was on the field, up in the box, you know. So that's what kind of motivated me to put in that work. Yeah, early on. Got
And then
another question?
got some questions in the chat if you want to open up the chat too.
Oh, sweet. Okay, hold on. I'm not a Zoom expert. Okay.
And I can read them too if you'd like.
Oh yeah, that if you have a quote that you like, that's the first one probably, right? Oh wait.
Yes. Yep, Jordan's.
Yeah, if you have a quote that you like, what is a good quote that you would like to read before a game? I can't unmute. Okay, Jordan. If I have what is a good quote that you like to read before a game? I honestly spend a lot of time reading the Bible, and that's my favorite book. But I feel like you know, with my faith and what I believe, is that God has a plan for my life, and he what he says is written in the Bible and in the Word. So I can literally open up that thing and read a verse, and there's actually a lot of life in what that verse is saying. So I don't necessarily lean towards quotes. Mostly I spend time every day in the Bible. So I will read a Bible verse in the Bible, oftentimes more, and kind of meditate on that. And it will be related. Maybe I'm feeling anxiety, right? And it says, cast all your cares on the Lord because he cares for you. Then I'm surrendering that, you know, just kind of giving over my anxiousness. Oh, I'm nervous, kind of handing that over to him. And that really helps. So I will definitely relate it to kind of what I'm going through in my life or in softball. Did you ever have a time that you said this pitcher is too fast and you didn't even swing the bat once? This is what happened in my tournament and my hitting coach got super duper mad. Aw. Well, I'm sorry your coach got mad. But I think that definitely could happen. I think for me, I would just like swing. I would guess swing, you know, like when you're like, oh, she's fast, just swing, whatever. So it's about the same thing. But I mean, that's understandable if that's intimidating, right? If someone throws the ball really hard, you're like, I should just give up, you know? But I think it goes back to trusting what you see and the work that you've put in. I think there never should be a reason why, like, although I understand, there shouldn't be a reason why you give up without trying. So my advice would be at least like trust what you see and trust your swing and your timing for what you have in that moment, instead of just giving up before you even try. Because sometimes, like today, I was hitting off the machine and I was like, okay, he told me that the machine was faster. So he moved it from 60 miles per hour to like 65. So I automatically tried to create this swing that was faster and earlier. And I was way ahead of the ball. And so I was like, I'm just going to trust what I see and I'm going to swing and hit based on what I'm seeing instead of trying to like hurry up so I'm not late. And I ended up having way better swings when I just trusted my timing, the pitch that I was seeing and taking a swing. So I think always trust your swing, and you're going to fail. It'll happen, but it'll get better each time. Okay, Mary Jane.
Did you play multiple sports as a kid?
Oh, I tried like a few sports. So I really liked soccer. So I played soccer. I played a little bit of basketball. I tried, I don't know. I did ballet. I don't know why they came to mind. I feel like it's fine to do different sports. It doesn't have to be like the basic ones like softball, soccer, you know, basketball. Like, it doesn't have to be all the main ones. I think exploring other ones can be helpful as well. But I did gymnastics. That was another one. But I think ever since I was 12, I've stuck with softball, which I think is a little earlier than normal. I think it's best to continue to play beyond that with other sports and learn different skills. And mentally too, you're getting your brain off of softball and getting it onto basketball or volleyball or whatever other sport you play. Oftentimes you come back to softball and you're like more refreshed in your mind and ready to like take in the information and kind of get better. All right, Alexa.
Which sport is like best to do with softballs? Like, is track the best, or like softball? Like, which one goes well with softball?
I feel like you can't go wrong. I mean, track would be good because you're getting faster, right? Soccer's good because you're moving your feet. You're getting that footwork for defense if you're an infielder. Same with basketball.
Could ballet be helpful?
Sure. Yeah. No, you know what I think is good is dance, because hitting is a lot of rhythm. You have to have rhythm. So I actually think if I were to go back, or I should do it now, just like take some dance classes, because you're getting that rhythm down. And I'm telling you, hitting is all rhythm and timing. So can't wait to see your moves.
Because I did do ballet, and I just got my point shoes this weekend.
Oh, you do? That's so awesome.
Thank you.
Do you guys dance in that too? Is it like considered dance?
Ballet, yeah, ballet, like jazz, everything it's all considered dance.
Oh, so you do like tap dancing too?
I used to.
Oh, that's sweet. That's awesome. I'm glad I mentioned that I did ballet. Got a connection. Okay, Skylar.
What did you do to build your confidence when you were so little?
That's a good question. I think honestly, just if I made a mistake, sometimes that was the hardest. Like if I made a mistake, I would think that I was never going to get it, maybe like that was it, but I kept trying. So like, if you're like, what position do you play?
We play all around.
Okay, yeah, that's right. That was a bad question. Okay. So if you're at shortstop and your coach hits a far ball and then you miss it, right? You could either tell yourself one of two things. You could tell yourself, oh, that ball's too far for me. Or you could say, I'm going to get that ball next time, right? Those are two different attitudes. And those two different attitudes are building your confidence and your mental game, because one's choosing like positivity and, like that confident feeling. And one's like, oh, I'm not good enough to get that. And so I think what helped me is when those balls are really far, my dad believed, and I believed, oh no, I'm going to get that one next time. I'm going to be able to get there. Oh, I swung and missed. I'm going to get that pitch next time. So I think really just going back to competing and you having that one or two choices of like, oh man, I guess I'm never going to be able to hit that pitch, or no, I'm going to get that one next time. Does that make sense? Nice. Okay. All right. Mary Jane.
So did you deal with like girls being mean and you having to like overcome it in their comments and stuff?
Yes, that is one of the hardest things. I'm sorry you're going through that if you're going through that. I've definitely had teammates on probably every team I have had that whatever reason, I always felt like I was trying to do the right thing or like trying to be nice, but something wasn't received on the other end. And I think just noticing, and it is kind of, that is a hard situation, but I think continuing to be who you are at your fullest and not compromising anything about yourself because you're nervous of, someone's going to be mean to you, or someone's going to say something, or someone's going to judge you. That's a big thing. I think middle school to high school is like, I don't want to be judged. I don't want to be an outcast. I don't want to be different. And then that stops us from being who we are, who God created us to be. And so I think just go back each time, that happened, be able to be like, oh man, it's hurtful that she's being mean, but be like, but I know who I am. I'm a kind person. I work hard, and continue to kind of identify with who you truly are instead of how that person is treating you. And I think that's really helped, but it doesn't take away from it's a hard situation. Sometimes you're like, I don't know why they're being mean. So it's definitely hard, but I would say just continue to be yourself, continue to own and be who you are.
I love it. Such good questions.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cap it off with one more question. If you guys have more questions, Ali, what is the best way to follow you? Where are you most active on social media?
I have an Instagram, so you can follow me, Ali_Aguilar1. And that's where I would say I post most. I'm not super active in general, but that's where you can follow me and kind of see what I'm doing. And I'll probably post more when I'm playing this summer. I'm playing in June, July, August in Florida. So we're going to be playing a lot of games. So
very cool. Well, I do have one more question. Talk us through what would you say is your greatest mental routine or thing that helps you perform your best?
I think mental routine has definitely been built over time, adding things to it or subtracting. But for me mentally, I would say honestly having a process of how I do my training or my preparation before a game, keeping that consistent is actually very mentally helps me mentally. So I know that I want if we practice 5 days a week, I need a couple extra times where I work on my own set of ground balls, and on my own I want to get this flip right, so things that I want to get right, I set aside say 2 times for defense, 2 times for hitting. And then keeping my routine the same when I go up to bat, I'm not going to change that. So trying to create familiarity in my routines at practice, my routines before a game, and my routine when I go up to bat. I kind of keep that the same, so I know I'm going back to something. So mentally it's very calming. And then I would just say when I'm feeling mentally maybe down or something during a game, I've learned to not push it down and be I'm not nervous, or I'm fine. I think that's worse for me. And I think for everyone, it's man, I'm feeling nervous, just noticing it and okay, I'm feeling nervous, but that's okay. I'm still going to go up there with what I got. It makes sense why I'm nervous. She throws really hard, and kind of letting that happen versus no, yeah, I'm fine. No worries. It's no, you're not fine. So keeping the same routines physically, I think helps me mentally. And then just letting myself feel what I'm feeling is also really helpful.
I love that. Well, cool. Well, if you guys have more questions, you can send them to me and we can get them to Ali, or you can reach out to Ali, follow her on Instagram. One thing that we do inside the Fearless Warriors, every time we have a coaching call or a guest speaker, we do screenshots, which are really fun. So I'll take a screenshot, but you, Ali, get to choose a pose. So what do you want us to do for a screenshot?
Oh, I get to choose the pose. Okay. You guys, no, what should we do? We could just do peace signs. That's fun.
Hey, if you want to be in the screenshot, here it comes. Hi, Carly. Everybody's here. All right. Get ready. All right, 1, 2, 3. Got it. Thank you guys so much. And Ali, thank you so much for your time. This was awesome.
Thank you so much. See
Thank
you guys
you.
later. Bye.
And then
you.
Ali, quick question.
Oh yeah.
What size t-shirt can we send you?
Oh, I'm a medium.
Got
Yeah.
it.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
All right.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.